Wow, what a great game. Maybe I'll continue it sometime. Maybe not. I probably will, but who's to say? Anyways, hey guys, Joel here. You might know me as the RPG guy, or the Mafia guy, or this green guy, whatever this guy was. But most of the time I'm just Joel, and today I'm coming to you as an animated just Joel in order to show you how I make my animations, because a lot of people have been asking, and I want to get that information out there because I think the more creative tools people have, the better. So without further ado, I am going to show you how I made this video. So the first thing you want to do is shoot the video, and I already shot the video, so let's take a look at that. So the first thing you want to do is shoot the video, and I already shot the video, so let's take a look at that. All right, perfect. So now you just edit it normally. Just edit it as if now you just edit it normally. So once you have the whole thing edited, you export it as a PNG sequence, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a frame-by-frame breakdown of your whole video, and then you take those frames and then you divide them into separate folders for each individual shot. Then once you have them in their own folders, then you can animate. So I'm just going to show you one shot, because if you could do one, you could do them all. But let's choose just a random shot here. How about this one? So I'm just going to show you one shot, because if you could do... So you're going to want to choose a frame from the shot that has the most face action. And by that, I mean you want the eyes open, you want the mouth open. Because your biggest enemies during this is going to be blinking and closing the mouth for syllables, because as soon as that happens, the eyes and mouth are just gone and it looks like some horrible creature. Believe it or not, I do this whole thing on a mouse and keyboard, but you bring that frame into Photoshop, and what I do is I usually start by outlining the character in the shot, or the person. This usually takes a while. You outline the person, and then you could have some fun with this, you know, like the most extreme example is for the Scooby-Doo video. I wore a big fluffy hat, and then I used that for my head shape. So you don't have to adhere to the facial structures. You know, I usually make weird noses for demons, and I do, you know, you could have a lot of fun with the shape. I could look like this, but I could also use my face shape to make me look like this. Isn't that fun? That's crazy. So once you have this frame completed, fully colored and with a green screen, you open Absinthe, choose that as your keyframe, choose the folder of the shot you're doing for the shot, and then create a new folder for it to export the generated frames. The first couple videos I did, Absinthe was still in alpha and it took forever, but thankfully this process goes much faster in the beta, and it's not a headache like it used to be, so that's awesome. So now that Absinthe is done, you go into Premiere and then you import the new shot that Absinthe created as a PNG sequence. Then you interpret the footage to be 24 FPS to match the original video. And then you might have a shot, or you might have blinked or the mouth closed and then all the face gets messed up, or you move too much and now it's all blurry, and sometimes those glitches are okay, but sometimes there's so much that you should just redo the whole thing. So if it does get messed up, you go back into the processed folder, delete all the messed up frames, go back to the original shot, find a new frame in that range that has your mouth open and your eyes open. You draw that frame, and then you do the whole thing again, and hopefully it will complete the shot. Some shots only take one frame, a lot of them take 3. Some take like 8. It's just the luck of the draw, how much you blink, how much you move. For the backgrounds, I just create them in Photoshop. I just make nice trees or buildings or space or something like that. Just do whatever feels right, I guess. So one of the last things I do is I add some effects to kind of give it some life and style and a cohesive aesthetic. I use Red Giant's VHS, Hollow Matrix, and Camera Shake. That kind of gives it a little life, a little juju, blue, blue, flu, flu. So there you have it. That's how I make my animations. I hope this video was a little informative and maybe a little fun. I didn't go too into the specifics. Absinthe does have some quirks that, you know, if you play around with it, you'll get used to pretty quickly. But, you know, other than that, I love it. It's such a great tool. It lets me create rotoscoped animations alone, which is something I never would have had the time or patience for otherwise. And, you know, for that reason, there are some skeptics in the comments like, oh, is it really rotoscoping? It's like, yeah, it's like AI-assisted rotoscoping. It's like a cheat code, you know? And, you know, all technology is a cheat code, you know, like filming on a digital camera rather than a film camera is a cheat code, or editing on a computer rather than splicing film together was a cheat code, you know? Anytime technology makes art easier to learn, more accessible, more efficient, we should applaud it, because, you know, art should be in the hands of everyone, and we shouldn't have to break our backs and our wallets and waste our lives to make it. You know, we should be able to feel good while making art, and Epsynth is one of those tools that lets you do that. So thank you for making it, Epsynth team. And yeah, I also love the aspect of it that it goes well with improvisation, because all my stuff is improvised, and it's so fun how the realistic motions kind of capture the awkwardness and realness of improv, and I love that aspect. And I don't know, best advice I could give is do a lot of live action stuff too, because if you're still trying to learn editing and dialogue and pacing and stuff like that, you're gonna have a very slow go about it if you're only doing animations. I think live action stuff is such a fun playground for goofing around and honing your craft and figuring out like how to structure scenes and stories, and yeah, so just have a lot of fun is essentially all I'm saying. But 500,000 subscribers, that's crazy. Thank you so much for that. That is really the best thing in the world. I can't even comprehend the number, but yeah, I wish you the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.